So we talk about the new Star Wars Battlefront game, and Star Wars Battlefront as a franchise, as the first two original ones go back to, are some of the best games ever. The best Star Wars related games. So much fun. So many hours thrown into playing. And even with the newest one, there was a lot. There was a lot of fun, but there wasn't a lot of content. And that was probably the biggest thing that was against them, right? And with this new one, and they brought out the Battle of Theed on Naboo, it's really brought us to another level, and I think they're going to stand up to that 3 times as much as the original content as they're going for. And as someone who was at Star Wars Celebration, when they showed out a lot of this stuff up, and now we see Darth Maul and stuff, and you get a lot of great visuals here. So let's see, we can go through here. Have you guys seen the meme that's become of this?
No.
The clear, not clear meme?
No.
Choice. I'm gonna look that up. It's good. So what are you guys' kind of thoughts on Battlefront 2 right now, as the game stands?
Well, I was with you when we were at Celebration, and we were sitting in a room, waiting for the EA Battlefront panel to start, and we were kind of on the fence if they were going to include prequel content at all. And even after they showed the trailer, I was like, well, maybe they'll just do, they'll just do Naboo, and they'll just do Darth Maul, and that'll be it. Like, I was pretty sold on the idea that they didn't really want to touch a lot on the prequels.
Mm-hmm.
And then later in the panel, they showed, the battle droids, the Episode 1 battle droids, not even the super battle droids. And I was like, okay, I see what you're doing. You're really stepping your game up. And it looks like they really have. And I like the, they talked a lot then about the story that the single-player campaign has, and the writer came out and talked about it. And I really kind of like the angle that they're going for there with the in-between Jedi and The Force Awakens. And it's
the
really
story you're talking about.
It's really going to bridge the gap between the Empire and the First Order. Which is interesting because it's something that we haven't really seen a lot of.
Mm-hmm. Solid one right here. Yeah, there's some good ones. Continue. There's some stuff that we haven't seen.
Yeah, because there are a lot of questions that have yet to be answered, from The Force Awakens. Like, how did we get this new...
The First Order.
Yeah, the First Order kind of spawned from the Empire, but we don't really know how, because the Emperor is dead and everything. And I think this will answer a lot of the questions with the Empire continuing the battle, and obviously in the Battle of Jakku they lose their Super Star Destroyer, which is something that happens in canon in the first Battlefront game.
Mm-hmm.
But it'll answer a lot of questions for us.
Yeah. And as far as the gameplay looks, right? I mean, it seriously looks incredible.
Oh, yeah.
Like, just anything, and what the stuff they've changed from the way that lightsaber effects go now, that isn't really clunky, like mashing two toys together. Mm-hmm. It seriously looks, I mean, it's not perfect yet, and it looks more like, original Battlefront 2. Like, we get a little bit further here in this trailer, and,
well, even, like, with original Battlefront,
yeah.
All the lightsaber animations were kind of the same animations.
Yeah.
Because, well, to be fair, like, you had Mace Windu and Anakin and Obi-Wan. You had all these guys who kind of use lightsabers the same way.
Mm-hmm.
And just watching the gameplay that we'd seen from Theed, all the moves that Rey does look very much like the moves that she does in the Force Awakens. Mm-hmm. Like, she has her special ability where she charges forward.
Yeah.
And I was crazy impressed with Darth
Maul, yeah. I think Darth Maul stood out. A lot of the stuff here, obviously, is just effects for the trailer. In which it would be really cool to have, like, a button sequence, like when you're playing online, to have, like, a fight like this go down. And that'd be crazy, but unfortunately, it's just all for the effect for, for multiplayer to sell the game. I'd be really down for that. Connor, kind of what are your thoughts, Battlefront 2? Because you weren't a big fan of the first Battlefront.
I wasn't. It's, I mean, obviously it makes sense why they did it, but it's just online multiplayer. and it's like that's it. That's seems a bit undersold. Like I don't know. I guess the first Battlefront and the second Battlefront were just so good for me because it had that campaign, it had the Galactic Conquest, it had the instant action, it had all the local multiplayer, it had all the fun things you could do, and this one was just online multiplayer. You get sucked in, you get thrown into a lobby, end of story.
Right.
I'm hoping this one is different. I'm hoping it has Galactic Conquest or instant action, something like that. Something where it's not just online multiplayer, back and forth.
Yeah. Well, you've seen the story though, right? And I mean, the story could be interesting, but who knows like how long it is? Because if it's a very short story, like talking 6 hours, like kind of a basic Call of Duty storyline, you're not really going to be able to sink your teeth into it. You know what I'm saying? And when you get like a really good storyline, I'm worried that the storyline isn't going to be up to par, but if it's everybody wants a long story because it's a video game. You have more time to sink your teeth into it. But for storytelling purposes, if it's a good concealed story, I don't mind if it's short. Because if it really bridges the gap really well and it tells a really damn good story between 6 and 7, I'd be okay with that. And it could be worth something to repeat, like watching a Star Wars movie again. So I'm not too worried about that. The multiplayer stuff, it's a lot to come back to. It's customizable. They really want you to be a part of the Star Wars world, not reliving moments. That was kind of the big thing they went to. A lot of the stuff, and you're talking about adding new vehicles and stuff for every generation, and with the free DLC, there will be more stuff to come back to. And I appreciate that they're kind of going for all three eras. I think that's the most important thing here. It's just that like the original trilogy, there's only so much they could do because technology back then, there was only so many characters and so many creatures involved in the story in the original trilogy, and when they had to make new heroes and villains, they were limited, so they were just all bounty hunters. They're all boring bounty hunters that appear for 1 second in the movie. And then when you get here, you can get so many lightsaber battles, so many Jedi, so many Sith. Jango Fett even. You can get so many from all the different eras that it should be a lot of fun. And I hope this game does live up to its 3 times as much as they say it is.
Yeah.